Travis Sims, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce my friend and tonight's headliner, Mr. Travis Sims. He has spent 11 years of his professional career working with and running BNI Central Indiana, growing from a member to the executive director. Travis is now the BNI area director for Minnesota, helping manage the largest BNI region in the world with over 159 BNI chapters and over 3,000 members. Travis currently coaches some of the most successful BNI regions on how to grow their franchises. He has been an 8-time keynote speaker at BNI National and at international conferences. He is one of the keynote speakers at the upcoming BNI Global Convention in November. Travis is a powerful speaker engaging audiences as large as 3,000 people from 49 different countries. Now, 4 years ago, Travis set a goal to lose 100 pounds in a year, and he not only accomplished that goal, but he's kept the weight off. Travis has completed some of the toughest competitive mud obstacle courses on the planet. Travis also started martial arts and has earned a yellow belt in Taekwondo. Travis is an entertainer, motivational speaker, thought leader, and committed to help you become a better person, leader, and networker. He believes that his success can be attributed to setting goals, reviewing them regularly, and strong desire to accomplish them. Let's all welcome Travis to the Spark stage. Woo!
All right. Wow, I'm excited to be here tonight. Thank you so much to Sparks for having me. Thank you for all of you being here this evening. What I'm about to talk about is major life disappointments. These are things, by the way, that no one talks about. We don't share this information, especially in today's world. In social media, everything is wonderful, right? I mean, nothing bad ever happens to us. So what I'm about to share with you is some of the major disappointments that I've had in my life. So many of you know me from an early career where I was a performer, a magician. I traveled all over the country performing major magic shows, mostly fairs, festivals, casinos, theme parks, and I accomplished some amazing things like performing at Holiday World, 3 shows a day on the main stage. You saw me on the Oprah Winfrey Show. I even opened my own party retail store, and there was no end in sight. It was crazy. I mean, you couldn't count the money fast enough. It was coming in. Then 2007, 2008 happened. If you were in business in that time frame, you know what I'm talking about. Because during 2007, 2008, we had a financial crisis. Stock market crashed. There were bailouts that wasn't given to me, and the real estate market crashed. I lost my career. It came in as fast, and it left just as fast. My first major life disappointment. I'd done this since I was 7 years old and didn't know anything else. I thought, what am I going to do next? And I'll tell you what happened. Bills stacked up. I mean, there were so many bills coming in, I didn't know how to meet them. If you've ever been in this place, you know the feeling of sitting there and watching bills come in the room that you don't know how to pay, that there's no end in sight of this. I had no choice but to file bankruptcy, another major life disappointment. If you've ever been through that, for someone that, forgive me for saying this, but is used to winning at everything that you do, to be stripped down to nothing but the things you can carry to an apartment, watching your house that you loved and that you worked to build and that you were so proud of go away. It was difficult. It was a very low point in my life. Foreclosure, another major life disappointment. If you've ever had this happen to you, and I hope there's no one in the audience that has, it's one of those things that you can't get over. Watching someone else live in your house, watching your house get auctioned off, it's not a fun thing. Major life disappointments. It led to being overweight. You'll see that I gained, I ended up around 315 pounds in the picture behind me. That's a lot of weight. Normally, I weigh about 200 pounds, which is a healthy weight for me. And when you have nothing left, you feed it some way. Some people do it with alcohol. Some people do it with drugs. Some people find better ways to do it than I did, but I chose food, and food was comfort for me. At least if I had something, I could put my family around the table, and we would have a meal together. We might not be in the fancy house that we once had. We might not have the beautiful career we once had, but we had our family at the table that night. Then BNI entered my life. How many of you are BNI members? Is there anybody like that in the room? Lots of you. Never heard of it. BNI, I came into BNI as a member to grow my entertainment business, but at the same time, what I found was that BNI grows in a downturn economy. People find that, well, when things are really good and things are busy, I don't need to do networking, right? I don't need to go to a Sparks event. I don't need to do BNI. I don't need to do Chamber because, oh my gosh, things are crazy. Money's just coming in. Clients are coming in. I don't have time for that networking thing. But those things grow in a downturn economy because people go, you know what? I can't just hang a shingle anymore and expect the business to come in. So BNI entered my life. It probably saved me in a lot of ways because I was able to get back into that house. The house behind me is a house I purchased in Greenwood, Indiana, and was able to get past the bankruptcy with some good credit advice and was able to get back into a home. Over time, you'll see that I lost 100 pounds. I went from 315 pounds back to my original weight of 200 pounds and felt like things were finally picking back up. I felt good about myself again. Confidence was regained. And I felt just good to be alive. I rose from a member of BNI Central Indiana, and I served this region for around 11 years, and I grew from a member to an executive director. There were speaking events coming in, training, coaching, writing. I was speaking at national and international conferences full of 3,000 people in 49 different languages. It was crazy. Again, a very high point in my life. Divorce. If you've ever been through this one, it was another major life disappointment. I was married for 20 years. That's half my life. I was married to the same woman. And when that happened, again, it was just like you felt like the rug got jerked out from under you. I didn't recover very well from divorce. I looked to friends and I looked to family, but still, I was lonely. I'm still recovering from that divorce. Just recently, a few years ago, 2 weeks before Christmas, I got my next life disappointment. Out of the blue, with no warning, I was asked to leave BNI Indiana, despite the amount of work I'd put in, the amount of success I'd had. I thought, what am I going to do next? Luckily for me, BNI Minnesota called. Along with the several other regions that were working to recruit me, BNI Minnesota happens to be the largest BNI region in the world with over 156 chapters and 3,000 members. It is like a country all to itself, in BNI terms. And so I went to work in BNI Minnesota. Since then, I have opened 7 chapters. I've got 3 in the way. We've grown by 200 membership. I have a beautiful girlfriend, and we closed on our house that I love and we're very happy in. During the time my career has exploded, you're going to see all the pictures coming up behind me, all the ribbon cuttings. BNI Minnesota is growing like crazy. When I pack 100 people in the room or spend time with Ivan Meisner, the founder, and it's just amazing the things I'm able to accomplish. The picture behind me you're seeing with my legs crossed, I'm sitting 1 year later from the time that I was asked to leave here. 1 year later after that job loss, 2 weeks before Christmas. And I'm speaking on a cruise ship in international waters. Major life disappointments. What I know about them is this. On every side of a major life disappointment, something is around the corner. You see, there's an old cliche that says when one door closes, another one opens. I'm living proof of that. You see, no matter how you're feeling today or what obstacle that you have in front of you, you can overcome this. No one else will do it for you. I promise you that. Oftentimes when you are at your lowest, there are no friends to bail you out. There's no government to bail you out of bankruptcy. You have to make your own way. You have to decide that I am not giving up. You have to decide that you have something better inside you. You have to reach inside and reach all the way to your bootstraps and pull them up as high as you can because you have this in you. So we don't know what the person sitting across from us is experiencing right now. Maybe you're experiencing some of the things that I just shared with you: bankruptcy, foreclosure, divorce, or job loss. I encourage you that no matter where you are in life, be present with the people you're with. Always have a smile and always encourage them and let them know that you care about them. You don't know what they're going through. Life could have ended a lot different for me, but I chose to pick myself up. I chose to keep going, and I've benefited because of it. During this time, I've managed to surround myself with friends, I've managed to surround myself with family, and I've managed to climb a mountain that I thought was impossible. And I'm someone who's experienced a lot of those things. Sometimes it's just one thing that's in the way. You know, the old suggestion or old story around, if you have a stumbling block in life, use it as a stepping stone. I'm going to leave you with a final thought. And during the time when I was at my lowest and I was facing that job loss and I didn't know what was right around the corner, I'd poured 11, 12 years of my life into my career, oftentimes sacrificing family and friends for career. I wrote a quote that I live by today that I hope you'll take and use and enjoy. The quote that I wrote was this: "On the other side of your current struggle is your next victory." Thank you.
You didn't advance it to the thing. Right.